Sunday was the day when Erik Spoelstra was going to visit with a close friend and fellow NBA head coach. Now it is nothing more than a prelude to Monday night's game against the Memphis Grizzlies, because David Fizdale won't be on the opposite bench at FedEx Forum. Open season on NBA coaches arrived early, but also later than expected, when the Phoenix Suns fired Earl Watson on October 22. Then, on November 27, the Grizzlies dismissed Fizdale. Until those moves, the league had gone more than a season without a coach being replaced. Patience had endured until it wore thin. I think you saw a lot of organizations really committing to the long game last year, and understanding that it's extremely competitive. It's very difficult to win in this league, and it's even harder to sustain, Spoelstra said. But if you look around the league, the teams that have had the most stability are the ones that win more consistently. The dismissal of Fizdale particularly hit home. It was Spoelstra who rented out workspace at a Miami hotel in the wake of the Heat's crushing Game 7 playoff elimination against the Toronto Raptors in the 2016 Eastern Conference semifinals to help his lead assistant prepare for his Grizzlies coaching interview. Nick Arison mentioned to me, since '95, Memphis had 13 head coaches, we've had 3, Spoelstra said of his conversation with the Heat's chief executive officer, whose father, Mickey Arison, took over stewardship of the franchise in 1995. So none of us should be surprised that they did that, unfortunately. They've had no stability for all those years. So, I don't know, I hope last year's trend continues, that organizations will understand the long game and the patient process game, in a results-based league, a little bit more. The other end of the spectrum was what Spoelstra faced on Wednesday night, Greg Popovich as coach of the San Antonio Spurs since 1996. Spoelstra is the NBA's second longest in terms of coaching tenure, in his 10th season. In this league, it's pretty volatile, Popovich said when asked about Spoelstra and this season's 2 coaching dismissals. If you don't do a good job or somebody thinks you didn't do a good job, you're gone. And, obviously, he's still there. People think he's doing a good job because he is doing a good job. And that's not going to happen across the board, just because you've got that synergy that's called people and relationships. You've got owners, you've got managers. You've got coaches and you've got players. And to get that right, to have enough people who have gotten over themselves to not be blamers, but be people who work through to solutions, is not going to be the standard, probably, in professional sports. That's tough to do, so people like Erik Spoelstra are special because they've done a good job, but they're also an organization that has figured that out. December 9, 2017 Q.IRA, based on Justice Winslow's play and development to date, when it is time to extend Winslow's contract, do they sign him or admit he is a bust? With all of the long-term contracts on the roster, my guess is they let him go. Your thoughts? Joel.